Chala, Perek Shlishi, Mishnah Beis. Nidam o isoso ad shelo gilgalo patura. We learnt in Perek Aleph, Mishnah Daled, that meduma is patura min hachala. What is meduma? Meduma is where regular produce is mixed with truma, and there isn't a sufficient quantity of regular produce to nullify the truma. One needs to have at least 100 times as much chulin, regular produce, to nullify the truma. If you haven't got this quantity, then it's called meduma. And meduma, in some respects, is considered like truma itself, and therefore it is patura min hachala. Our Mishnah learns that nidam or isasa, if this lady's dough became meduma ad shelo gilgalo, before it was well kneaded, and it's only at that stage when the kneading is complete that there is a chiyuv of challah. So if this mixing between the regular and truma happened prior to the completion of the kneading, patura, it will be exempt from challah. Why, says the Mishnah? Sham meduma pata, because meduma, as we learnt in the Perek Aleph, meduma is potter from challah. However, umishe gilgala, once the kneading is complete, and there is already a chiyuv to take challah, and then it becomes meduma, it then becomes mixed with truma, and there isn't sufficient quantity of the non-truma, the regular dough, to nullify the truma, chayeves, this dough, the whole dough, will now be chayiv in challah. Why? Because the meduma has an effect if it happens prior to the chiyuv of challah, of forcing the chiyuv of challah not to happen at all. Whereas if there is already a chiyuv of challah, changing the state to meduma, in other words mixing with truma, cannot remove the chiyuv of challah. So umishe gilgala chayeves, the whole dough will be chiyuv, will have a chiyuv of challah. No lidlos sofek tuma ad shelo gilgala. If this dough becomes sofek tome, unsure, ad shelo gilgala, prior to the conclusion of the kneading process, already then there is a sofek whether this dough is tome or not. Te ose betuma. It can be made, it can be completed, betuma, in tuma, that means with kelim which are tameim, because in any event, now that there is this doubt about this dough, the kohen would not be allowed to eat it anyway, and therefore one can actually use kelim which are tameim, even though now the dough will definitely become tome. However, umishe gilgala, once the dough has been kneaded fully, where there is already a chiyuv of challah, then if it becomes a doubt whether it became tome, te ose betara, it must be made and completed with kelim which are tahirim, because just like there is a chiyuv, an obligation to ensure that truma and indeed challah remains tahira, similarly there is a chiyuv, even though there's only a sofek tuma, to be shomer, to guard that this truma or indeed challah does not become definitely tomei. And this only applies once there is a definite chiyuv of taking challah. In other words, now the dough has this chiyuv of shmirah, ensuring that even if it becomes a sofek tumah, one needs to be shomer and guarded that it doesn't become definitely tomei.